Hi, this is Brett. There's a video update on more tips and traps on your Subaru, and today we're going into even more detail on the increasing risk of clutch problems on the Subaru WRX. Now this is evident on the 5-speed and the new 6-speed transmissions, not the SDI high performance transmission. I'm talking about the 5-speed classic gearbox, and the classic gearbox was updated to a 6-speed, which is typically coming out in the MY08 WRX. And you can see up under here, the gearbox has been removed from out of the car. We've got the flywheel on the back of the engine here, which is bolted to the crankshaft, the two drive shafts that fit into the side of the transmission, and of course up the back here we've dismantled the exhaust, and the tail shaft sits up around here. But the important part that I want to show you is the front of the gearbox. Now this is the 5-speed transmission out of the car, and at the front here you can see this bright piece of aluminium. I'll get my cameraman to come in a little bit closer. You can see how that bright, this is the input shaft that connects to the clutch driven plate, which puts the drive into the gearbox from the engine. Now the scary part is, if I can get my camera, because it's stuck and it's welded on, this part here, I'll get my camera to get in close if you can see it, and let it focus. That part there is the aluminium nose of the gearbox, which normally is bolted on there. That part there is the plastic slider assembly, which is what's left of the clutch release mechanism that works on the back of the diaphragm on the clutch assembly itself, because this particular model's got a pull clutch. Early model Subaru WRX has had a pull clutch. This one's got a push clutch. And what's happened is these two parts here, which form two halves of a circle, are what the bearing assembly is supposed to slide on, pivoting off the clutch fork. And in a different video we've spoken about the problems with this slide mechanism, which is part of the whole gearbox housing, wearing out over time and causing clutch problems because of either previously incorrectly installed clutch assemblies and a lack of lubrication, or just downright sometimes bad luck. And what's actually happened in this case, where we've spoken on a previous video where they've worn out and we've had to repair them, well this one is actually broken right off. So these are the two halves, and I'll get my cameraman to show half. They're the two halves. One is supposedly connected to one side of the transmission housing and the other half, because when you put the two halves of the gearbox together, they go like that, and that forms the slide mechanism. Well, as you can see, that's broken off. And now, unfortunately, the owner of this car needs a whole new transmission housing to repair the car, which are purchased as an assembly from Subaru. So there you have it. If you're looking for problems that you're trying to diagnose with your car, incredibly, this particular client drove the car here and said the clutch pedal feels really horrible, there's something wrong with it. We're staggered that he's actually even able to disengage the clutch. When we finally got the gearbox out of the car, all these broken parts just fell down on the ground. And we'll just show you the individual parts and just get the camera. That's what's left of the release mechanism and all the bearings. That's the clutch fork, which has got some damage. This is the cover plate, and you can see it's had a hard life at some stage because it's got really blue hot spots on it. The driven plate is, you can see all the material that's really badly worn, and you can see the rivets are exposed now as well, and the flywheel is in poor condition as well with these hot spots, which is caused by people doing big launches. Unfortunately, this particular owner bought the car a year or two ago from a dealer without knowing the history. He did know they'd been to a workshop that had been previously modified, but there's no evidence of any modified parts on the car, so we suspect it's been put back to standard. But unfortunately, sometime in the past the damage has been done, and he's been the unknown recipient of those problems from a long-term point of view. So there you have it, tips and traps of what you need to be aware of on your particular Subaru. In this case, the 5-speeds, that started right back in 1994. If you want some more information on any of this, I'll take some still photos to load into the link of this video at the bottom of this channel, and you can follow it through on our Facebook page. Of course, other information and these videos, subscribe to us, make a comment, we'd love to hear back from you. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. But for today, my name is Brett Middleton. No matter where you are in the world, thanks for watching.